Hey guys, for this video I'm gonna be reviewing this type of markers, and they are called Motarro. I got them from Pandamat if you're in Kenya, and I just wanted to see what the big fuss was about because I keep seeing them on YouTube and people using them. At this point I'm realizing that it's a double tip marker, so then I'm just flipping it and I'm seeing one is 1 millimeter and the bottom is 6 millimeters, so it's a thickness in the tip difference in the both, and I'm just flipping it around seeing if they both have the tips and confirming that they do, because I didn't notice that when I was actually getting them. And the problem with the other markers that I have, that's irregular markers, and these are actually brush pens, which they have actually stopped working, they have dried out, was that these two markers, they would on to the next page. Like if you see for this one particular, this was the Crawford markers, you see they actually bled to the next page, and what happens is I end up having to skip a couple of pages on my sketchbook, which I didn't like. So if you're new here, my name is Sylvia. Please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications, and I hope you guys will stick up to the end. So at this point I realized that I needed to draw something so that I can use the markers for. So this is just a quick time lapse of what I decided to draw, and a flower is always my go-to because it's very easy to do. And this, you can count this as an unboxing video because I'm actually unboxing it for the first time. I don't know if the numbers on the markers are like a universal thing where if you're anywhere in the world they're the same. Excuse the blurriness, but the focus was mostly on the sketchbook. So normally when I'm drawing flowers, I gravitate towards the yellows, the orange, and the red. And the reason I am doing that is because I want to see how these markers work out to the blending. So yeah, that's why I like to do that. And I normally start with the lighter color, and at this point I realized that the markers are already not the best because that tip was too small. So then I decided to move on to the larger tip, because the reason I hate using markers is really have to have patience, because there's a technique to it. You can't just scribble like you'd scribble on a pen. You know, you have to, it's like a top to bottom navigation, like you can see the way I'm using the same groove, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it turns out that the markers look very thick, and at this point I'm just like, oh gosh, it's just regular marker. Zooming in so that you can see. So far it's bleeding and I'm not impressed with it. So then I'm moving on to the next color, which is orange, and trying to see how this works out with the blend. I'm not really fascinated with the number of the markers, so at this point I'm just seeing how they work together, because my Crawford marker was mostly like a brush pen, so it really did well with the blend part. This one not so much. So then here I'm putting on the red color and just doing the same thing and seeing how that works together. It kind of, to be honest, I was not really particularly the happiest with it when it came to the blend. So I'm going back to the old marker to see what the difference is, and that's just the regular markers that I was showing you at the beginning. And at this point I'm like, you know what, it's kind of the same. So then I used the other one. One advantage I can say is that the tip is fatter, at least the 6 millimeters, so it gives you an option of the thin nib and the thicker nib. So at this point I'm just doing a time lapse and letting you guys see the process of the markers, see how they work together. I did the same for the green and put a darker color so that it can blend. The two don't blend like the brush pens do, but you know what, I'm gonna give this one the advantage of having a thicker nib, nib tip, you know what I mean. So then you can clearly see the advantage of that, though this is a time lapse. Clearly I'm not going this fast. And yeah, the blend was better towards the center. That's what I'm gonna say for that. And as usual, you know that in my illustrations I like to outline it with a black marker, and that's what I'm doing here. I was tempted to do the same for the red and the orange in the center, and the green parts, but I was like, nope, not gonna do that. So yeah, added the swirls towards the end, and again used the the green marker to see how that is, and left a part so that I can use the lighter blend. And I noticed that the more what do you call it, the more concentration you give it, it does a better work with the blend. So that's just the result of the markers. You guys let me know what you think. You can see how it's eating up the paper, because you can see like there's some wear and tear. Those are the markers and the colors I had. I just started with a few markers to see if it's something worth getting a bigger set for. In case you want to know whether it transferred to the next page, let me show you guys. This is the answer to that. So I'll leave that up to you guys, whether you guys would want to buy the markers, why you guys like it, why you guys think it's something worth investing in. And yeah, this is the next page. So I guess problem was not solved, but this is my review on this. So I hope you guys remember to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.